Good morning and thanks for joining us on TVC Breakfast. I'm Ibrahim Shita. It's a beautiful Wednesday morning and I'm joined by Theophilus Elama. Theophilus, good to see you again.
Good to be here, Ibrahim Shita. Of course, it's midweek actually. So,
midweek, really. So we have just
to the weekend now.
2 more days to go to the end of the week.
Yeah,
but
2 more days, but
glad to break your heart that you're still going to be here on Saturday.
Definitely. So. And most likely on Sunday. So
there is no break.
The kind of job we do. So.
There is no break for the weekend anyway.
You say you're the weekend. So you are coming here on Saturday.
No, we're actually responsible, socially responsible to our audience. So let's get cracking this morning. Davido's recent comments regarding Nigeria's economy has ignited a heated debate among Nigerians. The Grammy-nominated singer urged foreigners to reconsider investing in Nigeria, citing country's economic challenges. Responses to Davido's comments have been mixed. Some Nigerians, like Nollywood actor Patrick Doyle, criticized him for discouraging foreign investment. On the other hand, supporters such as a user named Very Dark Man argued that Davido's comments should be understood in the context of Nigeria's pressing issues, including insecurity and economic instability. This debate underscores the complexities of Nigeria's economic situation and the necessity for nuanced discussions. While some believe Davido's remarks were overly pessimistic, others view them as a crucial wake-up call. Joining us in this conversation via Zoom from the United States is Oludare Marindoti, a Nigerian medical doctor who is based in the US. Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Marindoti. Well, let me start off, from your perspective, how accurate do you consider the assessment of Davido's comments? Okay, I understand Mr. Marindoti is not here yet, but then, this has generated lots and lots of reactions, ripples, via the social media platforms, even on mainstream television, and everywhere you just want to turn your face, and then you get to see some people saying, yeah, Davido was just making, the comments about what everybody knows. But some said, come on, is an international figure, especially in Nigerian. You shouldn't be saying that outside. You shouldn't be, fine, we all know that our faces are bad, but you shouldn't be telling it to our face that we are bad.
Well, I watched that Davido's video, right? I watched the interview, the bits that was shared all around. But, I understand the reactions and the fact that people say he's the marketing Nigeria. There were mixed reactions. But I don't know if I have to go personal on this, but for me, he was just stating the obvious, which everyone, not just the whole world, is in shambles. The whole world is facing economic quagmire and all of that. Look at the UK, fresh from its Brexit. It's having its own issues. Look at France. Look at United States and all of that. Donald Trump came in on the heels of the fact that he has to make the economy great again. And so, because of his antecedent the first time, Americans voted him in because they felt the economy wasn't in good shape and all of that. So the world is facing it. Everyone is facing this situation. So I can understand Nigerians talking and some complaining and some in support of him. I can totally understand that. But Davido going out to say that it shouldn't be what people should be talking about. We should be talking about how we can make the economy better. We should be talking about stronger things, better things than talking about Davido, trying to bash Davido. And if you can see his comments from yesterday, he was just on cruise. I would say in local parlance, he didn't send anybody.
Well,
because he felt like, I'm sure he felt like, okay, we need to get things working. Young people are complaining about the economy. Young people are complaining about a lot of things. Just yesterday, we had some good news about the increase, the decrease in unemployment by the NBS and all of that, 4.3% and all of that. So there's a lot going for Nigeria. But the president is saying that, or he has said that, a lot of the policies that he has put in place will come to fruition. Yes, there will be temporary sufferings or setback like we're experiencing now, but he has promised that in the future, we will enjoy the benefits. And we all know how the economy has been before now. We all know that a lot of subsidies and all of that. So Davido going out to say, to make that statement, he just said the obvious truth. Well, he was just saying his mind about a lot of things and all of that. Yes, Reno Mokrito also reacted, saying Davido shouldn't have gone to the markets in Nigeria and all of that. But let's look at, are we better off now than before? How are Nigerians coping now?
Okay, so the thing is, you know, if this comment is made by there is no ordinary Nigerian, but if you know
someone
what I'm trying to say, someone who is not of Davido's standing, you know, made that comment, we feel like, it's just a normal thing that people say on the social media, anywhere, any day. But someone like Davido, who also prides himself as an ambassador, you know, making that kind of comments, you know, it's something that Nigerians do not find really, really good. He's also tweeting just about 9 hours ago, saying that them say them go cancel my show because of my interview. And then he said, laughing out loud, I don't have performed in Nigeria. Actually, he actually meant to say, I don't have to perform in Nigeria. Whatever. But we have I guess just to quickly talk about this. Oludare Maridotu is joining us from the United States. Well, I was trying to find out, how accurate do you consider Davido's assessment of the Nigeria's situation as it is? Do you feel it was okay within the premise of what's it called, within the precinct for Davido to have made that comment?
This is Ibrahim. I would only thanks everybody at home. I would only begrudge Davido if he was telling
Mr. Maridotu, you're muted. Could you unmute?
I am muted. Can you hear me now?
We can't hear you,
Mr.
Maridotu. Okay, carry on.
And clear. Okay, yeah. I said I would only begrudge Davido if what he was saying was untrue. That is just a summary of it, even though his premise and his perspective is wrong. I will tell you a personal story that I had with Davido. It was about 13 years ago. I was in a final year medical student trying to organize concerts for charity. I called it Feed the Kid. And that was the day of Davido's matriculation. He was supposed to come to OAU at the time. But guess what? ASU announced a strike, and then OAU decided to start the exam that was supposed to start a week later. On the day of our show, we lost our money. Now, that is Nigeria happening to you. So if someone is saying an African American wants to relocate to Nigeria, they want to be economically tied to Nigeria. We know that things right now are not very conducive for a lot of businesses. That's why the ones that are even there are going. So the Davido just stating the clear and obvious truth about the state of the economy is not something that I will begrudge. However, Davido does not understand what is going on, and I cannot blame it for it. I will blame the administration's inability to persistently, educate Nigerians about what is going on and the benefits of these policies. And also, I can understand Davido's pain because, like we have said on this program many times, it is the rich that are really paying more. So now, when Davido wants to take the money that he has earned in Nigeria to buy his $1 million gold chain, he's going to spend a lot more. When he wants to put fuel in his private jet and fly out of his country, he's going to spend a lot more. So when you have removed subsidy from dollar and subsidy from the fuel, yes, it is the poor people that cannot survive. Davido is good, he can survive, but he is the one that is losing more because it is the rich that have been benefiting from this. And I have done this analysis a lot of times that I feel like the presidency and its people have not succinctly educated the young Nigerians about the benefits of this policy so that they can understand that, well, it is going to take us a long time. We all need to grow. The problem of Nigeria is not the value of the naira. If you look at South Korea, they have a good economy. Their naira and their 1 to our naira is about 1 to 1, maybe 1 to like 80 cents or something. You can Google it right now as we are talking. The problem that Nigeria has is that we are not making money. We are not earning. Our youth are redundant. We need to train them. Our education is poor. So those are the things that we need to focus on. And because we have made our economy so dependent on one good for a very long time. So just like it happened in the 80s that led us to Ghana must go, a global, outturn in the price of petrol dropped the value of our income, blame to Ghana. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Mr. Maridotu. Yes,
Okay.
you can.
Yes. So I said, if you just like it happened in the 80s, that was what happened also around 2014 when global prices, because America started producing oil, drop, and it affected our economy, and we have not been able to recover since. If you want to compare,
That's
a
right.
lot of people have been comparing President Obasanjo's regime with now. Our population has more than doubled in that period. So that means our demand has doubled, but our income has dropped because of the value of oil and also the amount that we can pump out due to
That's right.
banditries and all. So these are the things that are causing the economy problem. So I don't begrudge the video at all.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, hello, can you hear me? I think we
Yes.
haven't.
Mr. Marindoti. So now, with all that has happened, Davido's comments and the reactions from Nigerians, diverse reactions and all of that now, what do you think we should be looking at as a nation? How do you think we can further sell our image positively abroad?
Well, I lost your little bit, but as a nation, what we need to look is to roll up our sleeves and go and start getting productive. We have major, serious headwinds that is facing our economy, starting from security. And I feel like if we don't secure the nation, we will not be able to grow the economy. Like, I can talk about the president just signed, what's it called, an MOU with JBL in Brazil to come and help us with our food supply chain. They will first come and do feasibility studies. Our minimum wage is maybe $50 a month. These are things that Nigerians need to get productive in general. So we need to, and the youth need to understand. The president, if you look at the president media team, the three people, if you check their age, the average of it is in the 95th percentile of the Nigerian population. The average Nigerian is 70% of Nigerians are less than 30 years of age. So if the president decided to pick only old men to come, maybe middle-aged to old men to communicate his ideas to 70% of people who are under the age of 30. How does he think those people are doing? Are they in the same generation? Do they use the same balance? Do they understand the same scenario? So these are the things that is affecting our perspective about this. And these policies are so important that Nigerians need to understand it. And maybe I can try give another attempt at explaining, because I know I've done it several times. If you look at it right now, Nigeria does not print dollar. We earn it. How do we earn it? Mostly by selling crude oil that belongs to all of us, right? So, Theophilus, if I gave you $1,000 last year, you will not take it to CBN to collect 460 because you are a smart guy. You will take it to Abuki and collect $750,000. I mean, naira. So, why are we asking President Tinubu to do to our money what we ourselves will not do for our money? Yes. So this policy of what's it called is very important.
Right, Mr. Marindoti, because of our time.
What's it called? Dangote, I went to read actually, he said, yeah.
Right, okay. If you can hear me, Nigeria has actually recorded lots and lots of gains, especially talking about the Dangote refinery that you mentioned, and also the Port Harcourt refinery that came on stream just yesterday, and some other gains. Talking about the NBS that also recorded reduction in the unemployment rate and some increments in some things, in some indices about the Nigerian economy. But what lessons can Nigerian policymakers learn from such a high-profile critics, such as the like of Davido and other people who would criticize Nigeria, not just within Nigeria but also outside Nigeria, about improving communication and transparency around economic challenges? Mr. Marindoti, can you hear me? Did you get the question?
Yeah, I can hear you now, yeah.
Yeah, so I was asking very quickly, what lesson do you think, or lessons do you think Nigerian policymakers can learn from such criticism from the like of Davido and those who also criticize Nigeria from within the country, in order to, improve in communication and transparency about the economic challenges that we're facing and what they're doing?
I will take the example of the United States election. The economy of the US is actually very good right now, but the price of things are not friendly. And while the Biden administration kept on talking about the strength of the economy, they were not communicating to people who were now buying egg and milk more. So while you can talk about the gains we have made, the people on the street are feeling a lot of bites. And if you look at part of the things that the president does not need to, that he can do this morning if he was watching this program, he can remove import duty on essential food, let them come in so that Nigeria will get a short-term gain while we are growing foods that will sustain us for generations to come. Because if you look at all our essential food, they have import duty between like 20 to 70%. And Nigerians can't eat bread, we can't eat rice. Something that will show the Nigerian people that he has actually made strides, because this thing will definitely bring down the prices of food.
That's right.
Because like the way people say, we make about 500,000 metric tons and we demand 5 billion. So we can do those things and communicate better to the Nigerian people about the benefits of these other policies. But the most important thing is we have to talk what they understand. If we tell any Nigerian right now that we are seeing the benefits, they don't believe it because they are still hungry. And then while we start growing food and allowing things that will come in that we can use to grow our food, we also need to fix our security. And the only way I think we can fix security is through decentralized policing. So if we don't do those things, we can be making the gains. In 4 years, Nigerians will still not feel it.
Absolutely. So we should somewhat develop a thick skin in being able to assimilate some of this criticism and take it, run with it, and be able to address some of the challenges, especially as it bites Nigerians. But then we just have to quickly, drop it here. It's an ongoing conversation, most definitely. A Nigerian medical doctor based in the US, Oludare Marindoti, thank you so much for your reaction this morning.
Thanks for having me.